Hello everyone and welcome to my ranking of the entire Resident Evil series. First things first, I've never done one of these before, nor was I ever planning to, but with a certain little something getting a special little remake in a month or two, I thought it might be fun to go back through one of my most cherished video game franchises. Now here's the deal, there's a lot of these, like 26 by my count. Some of them look very unpleasing, so I've not touched them. Some of them are also impossibly hard to get a hold of these days without emulation. I'm not a PC guy whatsoever. That being said, I have not played RE298, Survivor. I've only played bits and pieces of Code Veronica, so I'm going to give that a fair chance and not include it. I'll get to it eventually. Gaiden? No. Also, Dead Aim and Outbreak. Outbreak I would love to be able to experience. Might actually have to emulate that one in the future. Okay, well, one last thing before we get going. This list is entirely my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions, and I'm going to place what I want where I want. If you don't like it, make your own, share it with me. I would love to see it. But with all that out of the way, let's get this going. Yeah, listen. So, Resistance, released alongside 3's remake, it very much took development time away from that, which we will get to that soon. Bottom line, this game sucked. It was boring. It released at a time when these asymmetrical 4v1 games are really getting annoying. I'm also mad that Jill had more outfits in this than she had in her own game. Resistance can eat my ass. Quick story with this one. My dad bought me this at GameStop about a year after it was ported to the consoles, and you know what? I really quite enjoyed it. Matter of fact, if you would ask me 5 years ago, this would have been at my top 3, but it's not. It's second to last because when I played it a couple months ago, I straight up could not find the will to push through the rest of the campaign. Bruh, it was just so goddamn dull. I was heavily debating sticking either 6 here or this, but honestly, even though 6 likes to inject my cranium with a fucking brain hemorrhage every time I go anywhere near it, at least I can get through it. But at least the raid mode in this was enjoyable. Alright. Here's the first hot take, and perhaps hottest take of them all. Let me be clear, I fully respect the shit out of this game. It was a trendsetter, and I fully acknowledge that without its existence, we would not have Silent Hill. However, it's simply way too old for my taste. I have absolutely no reason to ever touch it, nor will I. I think you should try it if you haven't before, just for history's sake. But honestly, just play the remake instead. Okay, we're here. So yeah, 6. I could go on about the T-Rex, or the fact this game pulled a Halo 5 on the truth stunt before Halo 5 ever existed, or just there's so much that we could bring up, but I don't want to talk about this piece of shit for hours on hours, let alone really think about it more than I have to. But while we're here, let's talk about positives, yeah? I like Sherry Birkin a ton. I really wish Capcom would bring her back eventually. Leon and Helena's campaign had potential. And, you know, this one actually has co-op. So if anything, at least you can have some stupid fun with a buddy. Oh, and it has mercenaries. You can never go wrong with mercenaries. That's all I got. Moving on. Reverse? I don't know. This is the most recent entry. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about this one because frankly, the game's not a lot of anything to begin with. It's a 6-person free-for-all, no actual way to play with friends unless you're doing private matches, and good fucking luck getting 6 friends on there. And the matches themselves are way too short. But you know what? For what little bit of a game there is in there, there's actually a good amount of potential. I do have fun with it time to time, but having to play it alone is a massive issue. There's a lot of promise. There's a lot of promise. Hopefully they crack it before it's too late. Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? Okay. Okay. Now, this one I am conflicted with because I do legitimately enjoy playing this, even today. The PvP is a lot of fun. The gunplay feels nice. They created these massive ass meat hooks called brainers. Honestly, they're just lovely. I find the one life 3v3 is a lot of fun, but I will fully admit it is a guilty pleasure. Yeah. But then we get to the experiment. The experiment is this game's single player experience, and this is where I get fucking livid. Sorry, in my script I had a whole 2 paragraphs of salty bitching full of probably not okay things to say on here. So I'm just gonna say the experiment alone sinks us all the way to number 15. This one was a tough one for me. I absolutely love Rebecca Chambers. There are some pretty neat puzzles in this game. I certainly liked the training facility, even though it's just a knockoff Spencer Mansion. And I thought the Proto Tyrant was slicky sick as shit. However, if you've seen my video playing it, you know that I got to a point where I just couldn't deal with the game anymore and gave up. Having to control 2 characters is a bit much for my brain. No item boxes is just fucking stupid. Some of the enemies are just ridiculous, and there's a lot of jank. Too much for me to put up with. I'm going to stick these together for obvious reasons, but Darkside will go above Umbrella because I appreciated the Krauser and Leon mission. These were these weird on-rails arcade type shooters for the Wii and PlayStation 3. I did play a lot of Darkside Chronicles with my dad, and you know, as dumb as repetitive as it was, we did have a fair bit of fun with it. So I mean, it's Mercenaries on the 3DS. They pretty much stuck the maps from RE4 and 5 into one game, plus all their characters, and they added some fun costumes. That's about it. Capcom, please port this one to something, or make a sequel, or something. Charge me $30 for it. I don't care. I'll buy it. Another hot take, maybe 8 was a game that happened. Gameplay I think is much more improved from 7. Ethan almost grew on me. The beginning of this game was quite ooky spooky, so I did appreciate that. The baby, enough said. And I did get a good laugh out of some of the moments from the story. Now, about that story, the more I think about it, the more it irritates me. It's straight up just awful. I'd like to move past it. But I do love Chris's secret chainsaw technique. Oh, and Shadows Rose released late the next year, and it was like, the mannequins can fuck right off though. I will admit that I had fun with this game. It's kind of one of those dirty thoughts that I'd like to forget about. And I feel gross thinking about it, but I did enjoy it when I played it the first time. Number 9 was going to be this or Rev 2, but I felt like it'd be breaking Geneva Conventions or something if I let this go any higher. Raccoon City is a deep, guilty passion of mine. I know it's hot, sweaty ball cheeks. It's poorly balanced. The level and mission designs are 6-month-old sour milk. The bosses are absolutely stupid, but goddamn it, the cool dude with a badass mask and hood does a sick ass back kick flip thing. I love Vector's design, don't at me. It's always a blast playing through this with friends. I love the retelling of 2 and 3's events. It's always nice to have more Nemi, even if his boss fight was a bloody cunt to deal with. I adore this game. Oh, Rev 2. I enjoy this game very much. The campaign is very solid. The story is switching between Barry Burton and this ominous little ghost girl thing, and Claire Redfield with Barry's daughter, Moira Burton. Now, here's the catchy catch. Claire and Barry do all the pistol whipping, boomstick blasting in the game because little ghost girl is a little ghost bitch and Moira thinks guns are bad. So Moira resorts to beating the ever-living shit out of anything that dares to have the nerve to breathe with a 4-foot steel crowbar. And she holds a flashlight. I would always play through this with my little brother, and he would always let me play Claire, so perhaps that's why I like it so much, which brings me to my main complaint. For some reason, they have never bothered to incorporate online co-op. Raid mode has matchmaking, so I don't understand why they just kind of called it a day there. Boggles my mind this day. But on that note, raid mode. Raid is a substitution to mercenaries that they introduced in the first Revelations. To keep it short, you and a teammate go through these levels and kill everything in sight. Straight up, it's a lot of fun. To this day, I will play this every now and then with friends. Very solid entry. Fitting, huh? 7. This one's a complicated case for me. So, back in the day, if there was a game coming out that I felt I didn't need a full out purchase, I would rent them from Redbox and crank them out in a night or two. This game was one of those, and because of that, could be why I never much cared for this game. To be fair, it's leagues better than 6, and I respect the hell out of it. I really need to try it again. Maybe I'll learn to love it like everyone else, because this is a very high fan favorite for a lot of people, and I get it. I think it's just I didn't like the camera. The first person was weird to me at the time. I think because of Village, it's grown on me, but the story was a little lackluster. Ethan, I didn't like Ethan at all. I don't know. It was weird. I do need to try it again. I appreciate the hell out of it. And Jack Baker, dude, he is one of my favorites. Absolutely. He's amazing. Jack and Joe are what put this game so high up. And to Zoe, that DLC alone, I love that shit so goddamn much. Just beating the absolute shit out of gators and whatever else crosses Joe's path. Fantastic. I was on Google collecting images, and what the hell is this? This is where my bias begins. Nemesis is one of my all-time favorite monsters ever, next to Pyramid Head and the Keeper from Evil Within. He's scary, he's ruthless, he's badass and versatile, and the ultimate adversary for Jill. Goddamn Valentine. I love this game. I love how they open up a piece of Raccoon City for you to explore. It wasn't fully open per se yet, but for being on PS1, it was a lot bigger. The fight or flight decisions when Nemi pops up to ruin your day, the various choices through the game, switch up your playthrough, it's all just magnificent. And this was the first game to introduce the Mercenaries bonus mode. It was a bit bare bones in this one, but gotta respect the legacy to come. Now, let's get this one out of the way. I was so excited for this one when it was announced. Hell, I even got a tattoo on my hand dedicated to this game. And once it dropped, I was in love with it. Jill had always been my favorite character in this whole series. And honest to God, I think her portrayal in this remake has got to be my favorite yet. I love her. I love her snarky ass attitude. And her voice actress, Nicole Tompkins, I think. She's adorable. Nemesis, on the other hand, is a fucking train, dude. I do miss his trench coat, but you know, the trash bag outfit is growing on me. But not that, not that damn nose. No. But his voice, the line is just chilling. He's fantastic. His evolutions are not, but it's fine. Carlos is just Chad. He's also got to be another one of my new favorites. This game is just so charming to me. The gameplay is evolved from 2 Remake and smoother than ever. The dodge mechanic is badass. I love it all. My main complaint is, yes, it's short. In its defense, people don't seem to realize the original was also short, but it also had like different choices throughout that switch things up. And some of the cut content was quite uncool. I do appreciate the new Carlos segments, but you can tell there would have been a lot more if they didn't devote so much time to stupid poo-poo resistance. This game's flawed, but I cherish it. So at this point, about 2 or 3 of the movies have been released. Capcom noticed the action movies have been garnering a fat amount of attention, so they started sprinkling increments of it here and there into the games. 4 specifically, people loved 4, so they thought they'd kick it up a notch. By a notch, I mean they smashed the gas pedal through the floor of the truck. I have shit on 5 a lot over the years. The story is god-awful. The horror is completely replaced by action. In fact, the only puzzle I can even think of is a stupid-ass laser reflector thing. Rooms. That was awful. In terms of what makes this series' identity thus far, this is pure complete garbage. However, I have so many fond memories with this game. My dad and I played a lot of games together when I was a kid. Borderlands, Gears of War, Halo. This is the main one that we would go back to, and I will forever cherish that. I played a lot of this with my brother, with various friends. Hell, to this day, I still go back frequently. What can I say? It's a good time. Oh man, and Mercenaries in this one was amazing. So many maps, so many different characters, so much variety. It was chaotic, it was thrilling. I love it so much. It was a bad game, but it was a great game. Fucking IGN and their watermarks. This one is a surprise to me, actually. I spoke a lot about this in previous videos. I also have my full experience of it on here. I've spent many years trying to love this game. I've started it several times, but I could never get into it. But this last year, I finally just sat down and played through the entirety of it, and I instantly fell in love. The atmosphere, the characters, Lisa fucking Trevor, bro. The Crimson Heads are amazingly horrifying. The puzzles were incredibly satisfying. The story was fun. Whole thing was just a blast. But god damn it, those door transitions. So, Operation Raccoon City and 6 happened. The series died for a while. 7 came out. I wasn't thrilled with 7. I was out of it. But Capcom previously announced that they were going to be porting Resident Evils 2 through 6 to current gen. 2 and 3 were the interesting ones. So, I was a bit intrigued with this one. 4, 5, and 6 came out, and next was supposed to be 2, but no word whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, this was announced, a full-on balls-out remake of Resident Evil 2. Graphically, it looked better than anything I'd ever seen before. The gameplay looked like 4s with the over-the-shoulder camera. I was hooked. And then playing through it, I felt joy unlike anything I'd had since 4. This game is terrifying. The Tyrant, Mr. X, is a monstrous menace. You'll be in a room just trying to figure out the cool sounding little frequency sequencer thing, and you hear nothing but this big cheeked motherfucker just stomping everywhere he goes across the entire police station. It's intimidating as hell. And I definitely have to check my briefs once or twice when big bald Chungus randomly bursts into your room. The PlayStation's atmosphere, the sound design, oh my god, the detail, dude. When you shoot a zombie in the arm and you can watch his forearm slowly tear away to the ground from his elbow, it's just immaculate. I love this game so much. It holds a very special place in my heart. Only complaint I can think of is the pure wasted potential they added with the DLCs. They were free, so I can't complain too much, but like, come on, what happened there? If you guys liked this, I would definitely appreciate if you dropped a like down below and subscribe. It does wonders for me, and I always appreciate it. I put a lot of work into this, and I've never done anything like this before. I've never had a script before. It was something. It was something new, but I kind of liked it. So, if you guys want to see me do another, I'm not entirely sure what all I can do. Silent Hill, I've played a lot of, so I guess that. I don't know. I'll think about it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace.